What's up YouTube, it's Elijah Dream and we're back again with another NBA 2K24 New Gen gameplay video. And in today's video, we are back on the Arvydas Sabonis template build. And in today's gameplay, we actually dropped 36 points and we are matched up against a Nikola Jokic build. So pretty cool video that just kind of happened randomly, Arvydas Sabonis versus Nikola Jokic. And basically Sabonis was Jokic before Jokic, but 7'3". And again, if you guys don't know anything about Arvydas Sabonis, I highly recommend you guys go and check him out. Look up some facts about him, look up some of his gameplay in the NBA or even pre-NBA when he was at his prime. The dude was an absolute monster. And again, the one thing I do wish about these template builds is I wish it let people know somehow that you were on one, where it says 3-level threat. I think that'd be cool if it showed up with just Arvydas Sabonis. And again, I'm not sure why they got rid of the replica build names. I did actually like that feature. I thought that was pretty cool and I enjoyed making some replica builds, running with them. Some of them were challenging to use, but again, if you use your IQ, you can pretty much make anything work. But before we get into this gameplay, we are going to run through the current attributes of this build. So we do have a 90 close shot. We can get that gold fast twitch, gold masher, and we also get gold post hook specialist with that 85 post control. Right now, I only have an 81 standing dunk just so I can get my rise up, my fast twitches, everything like that. Eventually, I will go up to that 85 standing dunk. I believe I unlock a dunk package at that level. I can't exactly remember what it is. It might be one hand athletic flushes under the basket or something like that, but again, that would be cool to have. And of course, once you unlock that driving dunk, it should open up a few more dunk packages for this build as well. And again, we have an 86 mid-range and an 83 ball and an 81 free throw. So this lets us shoot from anywhere and we can knock down our free throws. That 86 mid-range at 7'3" with those post hop shots, post fades are extremely nasty. And again, you can hit him with the post hook, get him with the post fake next time, go up and under, get that dream shake activating and cause a whole lot of problems. And we only have an 84 pass accuracy. I wish we could have got this higher on this build. You do get silver needle threader, which is extremely nice to have. I have been absolutely loving that, but it is kind of funny. Even in the description of the build template, it says, and it can throw deep outlet passes. But we only get silver break stutter on this build, not even gold. We were 2 points away. But again, you're pretty limited in the builder this year, so you kind of had to pick and choose. But again, if you do want to make a Sabonis build, I would recommend the one that I dropped a few months ago. It will be linked in the outro of this video. If you click about 10 seconds before the outro, let the video play, it will pop up for you to click on and you can go ahead and make it. It has a bit more speed, more strength, and it has more pass accuracy. Ball handle and speed with ball all left out. Interior defense, we do have an 82, so we can get that silver post lockdown. And I don't have any perimeter defense or a steal yet, and I do have a 77 block, so we can get that bronze anchor. I have a 51 offensive rebound currently, and of course I maxed out my defensive rebound at a 90, so we can get those defensive boards, chuck it down the court, get some easy fast break outlet assists, and just move the ball up the court before the defense can get set, and hopefully we can get some easy buckets out of that. And again, only a 40 speed, so this build moves extremely slow. If you're used to fast centers, 6'8", 6'9", and you make this build, it definitely is an adjustment, but once you get used to it, you can figure it out how the build moves, you'll be okay. But again, people will run out on you and get some fast break points by just beating you down the court. It is frustrating at times, but it is what it is, and you know what you're working with here. And an 85 strength, again, I think this could have been a little bit higher. It would have been nice to get to that 90 strength, but again, I kind of get it. You're pretty limited in the builder with everything. And of course, we only have a 54 vertical, but for some reason, you can still get boards really nice with this. Even with a 90 defensive rebound and a 54 vertical, I've had some 20 rebound games. I only get 6 rebounds in this game, but I was guarding a stretch, so it does keep me out in the perimeter. And with the 40 speed, it is very hard to crash in with this build if you are guarding a perimeter build. So it does limit your rebounds that way, but you definitely can still get them. You go ahead, as soon as that shot goes up, grab a body, box out, get position, go for the rebound, you'll be okay. Then you can chuck it down the court like I was just talking about and get some easy assists. And last but not least, an 89 stamina. And the jump shot for this build, of course, you guessed it, Jonathan Isaac base, Tim Duncan release 1, Jaren Jackson release 2 on 52% Tim Duncan and 48% Jaren Jackson. And I actually go with the full speed on this. I have been dropping the speed to about 50% or one tick down. It just gives you a little bit more timing stability, but I really wanted to get these other ratings in this categories, and with the 50% speed, I wasn't quite exactly able to get what I wanted here, and I wanted to have the fastest jump shot that I could. For some reason on a 7'3", it feels like it shoots a little bit slower. Maybe it's just in my mind, I don't know, but I did turn up the speed a little bit more, got that A+ release speed, A- release height, and a B+ defensive immunity. And 7'3" with a B+ defensive immunity, 83 ball, 86 mid-range, you get gold blinders, anything like that. It is extremely OP. You can shoot some nasty contested shots. Sometimes it'll say open, or you can get some light contested, but it won't even affect you. You can green that thing, no problem. But again, this jump shot might not work for everybody. This is what feels most natural to me. If you use Marquise Chris or Eric Pascal, whatever it might be, go ahead, you guys can throw that on. Use your favorite jump shot and use whatever works for you. That's exactly what I recommend, just finding something that works for you. Certain jump shots might not work for certain people. It just doesn't fit your natural timing. Again, Eric Pascal, it hasn't really worked well for me this year. So again, I was shooting better with Jonathan Isaac, went back to it, started learning it, and I've been shooting fairly consistently, especially with an 83 ball and an 86 mid. It's been a minute since I've been on a build with 73 3 ball. I'll probably go back to that soon, but again, this jump shot has been working the best for me. It might not work the best for you, but this is what I have been using. All right, now that we've went through the current attributes and the jump shot for this build, we are going to get into this 36-point gameplay. All right, so here we've got a 36 point, 9 rebound, 3 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block gameplay on 15 of 19 shooting and 6 of 7 from 3-point land. And as you can see here, we are up against a Nikola Jokic lookalike. And right here, we started off with a nasty pop jumper step back right off rip. That is honestly one of my favorite moves. If you guys watched my games last year, it was a little bit different. I would drive in for a step and then I'd tap down on the right stick and give me like a nice little step back. I don't have the quite same effect as that does last year, but if you drive in, tap square away from the basket, you'll get a nice little step back like that. And again, you can use your opponent's momentum against them. And again, wide open corner 3. And once again, this gameplay does show, as long as you played your build strength, you can really make anything work. But again, just a nasty Arvydas Sabonis versus Nikola Jokic. And again, if you don't know anything about Arvydas Sabonis, please look him up. He is in the Basketball Hall of Fame for a reason. He didn't get to come to the NBA until he was 31 years old, unfortunately. But he was basically Jokic before Jokic, but 7'3". Bill Walton has even called him a 7'3" Larry Bird. But if you look up some of his European footage, any of that kind of stuff, especially in the 80s, Sabonis was an absolute monster. Of course, when he came to the NBA at 31, he already had multiple knee surgeries. He was run down. The Soviet Union absolutely overplayed the crap out of him. It led to a ton of injuries, and of course, he wasn't nearly as mobile. But this dude was a unit at 7'3". He was one of the few people that could kind of match up with Shaq decently. Of course, Shaq was the most dominant big man of all time, so of course he would still get his against Sabonis. I believe he dunked on Sabonis once or twice. But again, even Sabonis, he would hold his own against them because again, he was taller than Shaq. He was a unit like Shaq. And man, look what you can do with this build. An 83 ball, of course in Mamba mentality, so that definitely helps. But a nice little sidestep 3, blinders kicking in right there. And again, if you guys can core blinders on silver or gold, absolutely do that. And of course, guard up. And the post hooks are so cheesy on this build as well too. 7'3", they have a very hard time stopping those post hooks. And look at that rifle of a bounce pass. You only get an 84 pass accuracy on this build, which I am still a little bummed out about. And again, I don't know how long I'll actually play on this build for, because I do have the other one that I made at the start of the year. It gets more speed, it gets more strength, it gets more passing accuracy. You can get Hall of Fame hook specialist on it. It's just a little bit better overall. Now, the only thing is I don't have a dunk on it. But again, going crazy for 23 points, 1 assist and 1 rebound. And we actually make Joker quit before halftime. We went absolutely crazy in the first half, and we still got 13 points left to score. Not much of a passing gameplay. Sabonis was definitely known as a passer, but again, if you look up his early footage, that dude was catching putback dunks over David Robinson in the World Cup. It was absolutely OP, and that post hook is especially nice to have. Now, in a lot of builds recently, I haven't been putting close shot on them, just because standing layups, you don't really necessarily need them. Again, if it's going to be contested, you're going to miss it, but if you pump fake and you're open, you can take it. If you have a standing dunk, then you can use a standing dunk meter, which is extremely OP. But it is really nice to be able to throw in that little cheesy post hook, and especially at 7'3". And again, you leave this build wide open on the perimeter with an 83 ball, you're going to have a bad time. But man, I just have been enjoying this build so much. And again, I just wish there was more incentive to make a template build. I wish, like, where it said the archetype, instead of saying the archetype name, it would say like Arvydas Sabonis or something like that. And another really cool thing about this build that I did not realize is you do get the default swing layup package, and that is a height locked layup package actually. So you shouldn't be able to get that on, I believe it might be 6'9" or 6'10", I think. So on 7'3", I was wondering how I was getting these crazy hop layups, creating so much space, but it makes sense. I was actually using a swing or a forwards layup package, so you can create a ton of space. But these post hooks are just so unstoppable. You literally have to jump at them. You hit them with a couple green post hooks, they're gonna start jumping at you. You can start pump faking, get that dream shake going, get them to foul, and you're just gonna make their matchup a nightmare. But there we have it, a 36-point gameplay with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. I believe I said 9 rebounds. I'm not sure why I did that. My apologies. But again, Arvydas Sabonis versus Nikola Jokic in the rec center. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit that sub too. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.